find identity beyond the game, where athletes find identity beyond the game, and God's grace takes the stage. Okay. Where athletes find identity beyond the game, and God's grace takes the stage. Why is that so hard for me to remember? What up, it's Jay. Welcome to the All-American Lounge, where athletes find identity beyond the game, and God's grace takes the stage.
Simple.
I'm not an actress.
All right, we're starting
Okay.
to record, and if you want to keep working on that until you get it right,
Yeah.
and then you can, it'll be editable.
Okay.
So you can remove things. You can kind of.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Just flow. If you mess up, just start over. We'll edit it.
Should I look at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, I should look at the camera. Okay. I wasn't sure where I should look. Okay, start now.
Wait, what camera is it this one? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. What up? It's Jay. Okay, got that. Okay, ready. What up? It's Jay. Welcome to the All-American Lounge, where athletes find their identity beyond the game, and God's grace takes the stage. That was so bad. I'm going to retry that again one more time. Okay. What up? It's Jay. Welcome to the All-American Lounge, where athletes find identity beyond the game, and God's grace takes the stage. Today we have Baden Jackson, formerly known as Dexter Strickland. Baden, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Baden. I was born and raised in New Jersey. Been playing basketball pretty much my whole life. I went to St. Patrick's High School alongside of Kyrie Irving, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I committed to UNC Chapel Hill my junior year. Played alongside guys like Reggie Bullock, Harrison Barnes, Kendall Marshall, John Henson, a couple of guys you guys should know. I've been playing professional. Been playing professional for 12 years. I played in Greece, France, Africa, Ukraine, Russia, Moscow, St. Petersburg. I played all over, so it's been my 12th year.
What was your most interesting country? Like, what was your favorite, and what was the one that was your least favorite?
I'm not gonna say my least favorite. I'm not gonna put them out there like that. But I would say Moscow. Moscow was beautiful. Moscow and St. Petersburg, Russia. And a lot of people do have that reaction as far as like being surprised because of the propaganda that it gets. You know, like when I
was
first.
about to say, how was that? Like with all the, you know how media is with Russia, it's so bad.
When I first heard about it, like when my agent told me, I immediately thought like a place where it's cold, gray, dark, mean people. Right. But it's almost the complete opposite. It was definitely one of my favorite cities to visit. The food was good. The people were accepting, as far as like welcoming. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had a good time there. My teammates was real good. It was fun.
And your least favorite?
don't make me put them out there like that. I'm not gonna do that.
So a little bit about your basketball career. You played at college at UNC, and I'm from North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel, born and bred. Okay. So how was that experience playing? Who was your head coach? Who did you play under and all that?
Yeah, my head coach at the time was Roy Williams.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so, legend.
Yeah, so it was crazy because their head coach now, Hubert Davis, so he was the assistant. His first year as an assistant coach was my senior year. Okay. So, but yeah, the Carolina experience is just, you know, speaks for itself, right? It's amazing. You know, they treated us like gods over there. You know. Yeah. For me, you know, an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, you know, going out there and having that experience was like everything to me, especially where I came from in New Jersey. Right. You know, just to go to a school, I always dreamed about. My favorite player was Michael Jordan. So, you know, going to a school that he went to and, you know, following guys like Wayne Ellington, Danny Green, Todd Lawson was like a dream come true for me.
That's amazing. So just a little into your stats and stuff. You were a McDonald's All-American. Yeah. How was that feeling when you got that accomplishment?
It was lit. I actually had my family out there. I had like 10 family members. They all had like a shirt that said Strick, and then it said had my face, and then it said family. So everybody was in. I think they was hosting at the time in Miami. Okay. So it was like 10 family members came out there. They all had, you know, the little pom-poms yelling my name and stuff like that while the game was playing. So to say the least, I had a great time out there.
That's amazing. I have a teammate. She played in she was from New Jersey, and I visited her one time.
Yeah.
New Jersey was cold though. I've only been once. It was
Well,
really
you probably
cold.
went during the winter.
Yeah.
You gotta go in the summertime.
I probably do. And so, just by looking up some stats, you made an impact right away as a freshman coming in. Do you have any advice for maybe high schoolers that are going into their freshman year that could help them?
That's a great question. For me, like you said, I was a McDonald All-American, but I also had 6 other McDonald All-Americans on my team, right? So, like, coming in as a freshman, I had to immediately say to myself, what is going to keep me out there on the floor? You know, what can I do different from these other McDonald All-Americans? And at the time, for me, it was just defense, right? It was defense, and the mindset of it was, let me find my niche, right? Because I'm not the only McDonald All-American, but what can I do different from these guys that's already out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do different that will keep me on the floor, but also contributing to my team as much as possible? You know, so we already had scorers. We already had guys that can come down, shoot threes, and, you know, get a bucket, to say the least. But I felt like my niche was just being that defensor, that having that defensive impact on the team. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, we needed that. You know, so as a freshman, for me, it was like, let me not do that. Let me not do what everybody else is doing. Let me find my niche and be able to separate myself from a competitive standpoint, right? But like, separate myself in a sense of being that guy that is willing to make that sacrifice. Yeah. As far as finding that niche and changing my game a little bit. You gotta risk it to get the biscuits. Right. So I would say that. I would say for a young kid is just know what kind of position you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what your team needs and know your capabilities and your strengths, and, you know, play towards that. So.
And as far as like academics to social life and being an athlete, talk a little bit about how that was for you. Was it super hard to just jump right into being an athlete? How were you able to really find your identity when you started being such a popular figure in the social life with such a big name? How was that?
That's a great question, because for me, I never had anybody in my family to reach that level of, I guess you can call it fame, as far as people knowing who you are, right? And that comes with a specific energy. So, you know, going to UNC as a freshman, it was like a lot of things that I was exposed to, a lot of things that I didn't see in high school that really shaped me to be who I was in high school, but who I was in college, but who I am now, right? For sure. But it was a roller coaster. It was a fun roller coaster. Yeah. You know, I learned a lot. Just from the upperclassmen. You know, looking at guys like Deion Thompson, Ed Davis at the time, Larry Drew, Justin Watts, and just trying to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Trying to learn the game and trying to learn off the court as well. And to answer your question, I think just having a balance of both, right? Because, you know, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old going to college and is just getting all of that attention.
We lit.
But I can't even imagine it now. Like, you got the NIL, you know, and guys are making like millions of dollars now. So
if the NIL would have been there when I was in school and you were in school.
I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it wasn't.
It made me more humble. I will say that.
I'm going to tell you why. I feel as though money is an amplifier, right? Like, it just makes you more of who you are, amplifies the person that you already are. And I feel as though at that time, like, when you're 16-year-old, 17, and 18 years of age, I feel as though you don't have the mindset that is needed to be able to move in a way that you're not doing stupid shit, if that makes if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, my mind today is completely almost I feel like a different person.
Yeah, of course.
From when I was 19. You know what I'm saying? If you give $1 million to that 19-year-old, it's like, do we want to do that?
Especially if someone's like never had anything, you know, and you go in there, and a lot of times people don't have financial advisors. There's no discipline. So you see all these college kids now, they have BMW, Mercedes, top of the line, designer, chains. It's like, and it looks nice, but it all comes with a price, you know.
And as long as you have somebody in your corner
Of
that
course.
is, you know, giving you that guidance and being that OG that's
Yeah.
telling you like, yo, don't do that. Like, put your money here or
Of course.
do this with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you have that, it can be beneficial for a kid because what's the main goal, right? Like, what's the majority of the guys that's playing professional sports? What's their main goal?
Right.
Finances, right? It's to give not just themselves but their family an opportunity to live the life that they want to live. You know what I'm saying?
Financial
So
freedom.
exactly. So if you have guidance around that, I think it's fine.
I feel that. Now shifting gears a bit, how do you define your identity now? How have you found your identity outside of sports? We all know you as the McDonald's All-American, the UNC basketball player. You know, you have all these accolades that are just so amazing. But how do you find your identity outside of sports? You know, right now mental health in our country is really high.
Yeah.
It's the last time I checked, 1 in 5 athletes are struggling with some kind of mental health onset. And so what is your role in how have you found your identity? I guess we'll start there.
Man, that's a great question. For me, it was a journey. I started playing basketball when I was like 8 years old. Okay. So from 8 until now, really, I've devoted a lot of my energy into sports, right? So like, I hit a moment where it was like 2000, I think it was 2015. Well, really, it happened in college. When I got injured in college, I tore my ACL, right? And at the time, the doctor told me that, you know, the season was over for me. And that was like mid-season, so we already played like 13 games. But, you know, when I had that injury, I couldn't play anymore. So the thoughts of not being able to play ever really scared me because at that time, I didn't really have an identity as far as who I am outside of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was kind of scary, but, you know, I bounced back to 9 months and I started playing again. And I would say I think it was 2015, I had another injury. And at the time, like, I'm a man now, right? So I have to, like, I'm not just in school, you know, getting per diem and getting, you know, NIL checks. Right. Like, I have to really, like, provide for myself, you know, and if you devoted so much of your time to one thing and that one thing shuts down, like, who are you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like those questions really hit me because I knew, you know, I'm not a dummy, right? Like I'm not somebody that can't pick up another skill or learn something that can be beneficial, not just for myself, but for my family. But again, like when you devote so much time into it, you kind of like find your identity in that alone. Right. And for me, I feel as though God put me in those scenarios to force me to find that person as far as like who I am if basketball didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I just started, you know, just to be aware of like, what do I like? Like, what do I like doing? You know, like what interests me? And I would say sports in general, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do with sports. We got to get into that, but like just as far as to answer your question, as far as
you're long-winded, Chad. You're long-winded.
But as far as like just finding who I am, I started to read like a lot of self-help books. So that kind of led me down like a rabbit hole of the law of attraction and just understanding how this world works from a universal perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like that kind of led me into, you know, what is your passion? Like, what do you want to do for people? Because it's not just about yourself, right? It's about, you know, what are you actually, can you invent something? Can you create something that's not just beneficial for yourself, but beneficial for others?
Are there any passions that you've maybe invented that you want to talk about? Or anything that in any endeavors, business?
Yeah, I can tell you a minor one. Or
so, what you're kind of doing, you know?
Yeah, I'll tell you a minor one. So I love dogs. I'm an animal lover. So I thought it would be cool to have. So what I did was I got a school bus, a short school bus.
Okay.
And I basically, this company is called Pup Park Shuttle.
Okay.
So
you hear that, chat? Pup Park Shuttle.
So yeah, I bought a school bus and I hired someone to drive it. But what it's going to do is pick up all the dogs in the neighborhood and take them to like a park or like an open area where they can run around, play. And then, we'll have different themes throughout, multiple days. So let's say Monday will be trail day. So we'll go in a park and we'll walk a long trail. And, Tuesday can be splash day. So we'll take them to the lake where they can swim and jump around and things like that. So from Monday to Tuesday, we pick up the dogs and they'll go to like an open area to play around and have fun.
Okay.
And then towards the end of the evening, we drop them back off to their owner.
Pup Park Bus Shuttle.
No, Pup Park Shuttle.
Pup Park Shuttle.
So that's one of the. That's
Sounds like
one
a
of the
good
things.
gig. I'm not gonna lie. Seems like you know what you got going on. I mean,
So that's one of the things that
you need to go see those. Go to some rich neighborhoods. Go get them old ladies with the dogs. You know,
There's a bunch of them, but I'm excited about it. But yeah, that's just one of the things that I love, and I wanted to turn it into, turn that into a business, really.
That's amazing. Well, I want to give the chat a fact right now. 1 in 3 athletes are suffering from anxiety and depression. If you're struggling, we just want to give you the number to call, the National Suicide Prevention Line. We're here. People have problems. People struggle with mental health every single day. You're not alone. It happens to the best of us. And so we just really want to be a light and be able to let you know that you're not alone. Your life is worth living. And that number is 1-800-273-8255. Okay, that's really inspiring, Baden. Let's talk about your faith, your spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Where are you at in your life with that? How has that helped you grow as a man?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm at peace with my spirit. It's been a long journey for me. I would say that journey started in 2015 as well. I would say I hit a nadir moment in my life where I just wanted to ask. I had the biggest question, why? You know what I'm saying? Like asking God, why this? Why is this happening this way? Why did that person do this? Why am I experiencing this? And like I was saying earlier, it kind of led me down a rabbit hole of just understanding why things happen. And of course, that you naturally gravitate to religion.
Okay.
I grew up, my family is Christian, so I grew up in that faith. Had to go to Sunday school with my grandmother.
Sunday best.
All right. So, I'm
Praise the Lord.
I'm definitely a God-fearing man.
Amen. Praise God.
I would say because of my career and just being able to live in different countries,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fell into understanding God from a deeper perspective. I'll give you an example. I lived in Qatar for pretty much the season, pretty much for 8 months, and out there they're Muslim.
Okay.
And just being out there and just seeing their culture and seeing how everybody interacts and all of that stuff, and seeing what they worship was a culture shock, but it also gave me a better understanding of who God is and what the energy is, right? Because sadly to say, there's some people that believe that if you're not a Christian and if you're not a Christian, then you're going to hell.
Church likes to use that one.
Or if you're not a Muslim, if you don't convert to Muslim, then you're going to hell. So
right. Or if you don't call him Jesus, you're
Right.
not a real believer. It's
Right.
like, his name is Yeshua. People,
Right.
come on now. Come on now.
So it's different. It's different ways that, as far as like spirituality and as far as God, to me, I know my beliefs kind of differs from the majority.
Right.
But I truly believe that God is one source. I believe that there's multiple ways that you can express your love to him. There's multiple ways that you can have a relationship with him.
Right.
And I just basically correlated to how the world is designed, right? Like there's one human race, but there's different ethnicities, different nationalities, right? There's one rainbow that has one spectrum, that has multiple spectrums of colors,
Right.
but there's different colors, right? So like when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, is being a Christian wrong? No. Is being a Muslim wrong? No. I believe that everybody has their own idea of how they want to have a relationship to the higher source.
Yeah.
And for me as an individual, I look at different ways and different expressions of love
Right.
towards their higher self. You know what I'm saying? I just have respect for all of them.
It's so important because I feel like God truly goes by the intention of your heart.
Yeah, truly.
he's truly seeing what's on the inside of that individual. And so instead of everyone judging everybody, there's this verse that I like to reference for myself. It speaks about taking the speck out of your own eye before you take it out of your neighbor's eye. And I think that's just so important, because a lot of times social media has taught us that we can just take, or we can judge someone, or, the most private information. And faith is such an important thing. I think no matter what your faith is, it's so pretty. It's so beautiful, because it means that person is on a spiritual journey. They're on a self-reflection. They're trying to grow within. They're on some kind of self-seeking, no matter what it is. Yeah. They're trying to be a better individual. Yeah. And so I think that's just so beautiful. It kind of ties in with being an athlete as well, because you realize, even through the highs and lows as an athlete, how God is just with you through it all. And so I think it's just important that you have that sense of self about yourself.
100%. Yeah. And I think that's what's missing. I think earlier you touched on it as far as mental health. Yeah. I think that's linked to them. And when I say them, I think those people who are having those issues, right? They don't have a good relationship with like a higher source, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
There's some
like
kind of unhappiness.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
not in a bad way, but there's something on the inside that's internally.
For sure. And I think naturally as human beings, we intrinsically seek for that. Yeah. We seek for that connection. Mm-hmm. I don't want to, call anybody out, but I just think it's just like asinine to believe that there's not an higher source. Even if you don't necessarily believe in God. Oh, 100%. For you not to believe that there's just something out there that's greater than you is just crazy to me. Yeah. But
So do you believe in aliens?
I do believe in aliens.
Okay.
I do believe in aliens. I think, when we talk about aliens, it's a being from another civilization.
Like a spiritual being, like an interdimensional? Or you think they're from another planet?
Both.
I know. Sometimes I'm just like, it's like, if you think about it, it's like the government really has us paying taxes, and we are just floating in outer space on a rock.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
why are we stressed out right now?
Nobody asks these questions, though. Nobody asks these questions.
I'm asking them right now. What are we doing?
So everybody, I think we the only beings that's
there was this podcast, though. I'm not going to lie. I did see this. Dr. Stephen Greer was talking about how the military actually, there's aliens, interdimensional beings are real, but they are Aquarius. They go into the ocean. Yeah. So if you see one go into the ocean, those are the real things. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, the ones that are flying in the air are our own military. Yeah. And we have the technology that could end world hunger, clear the water crisis. I mean, this dude is going on. And he says that he has a kill switch. And I'm just like, what the heck? You got people out here risking their life. There's a man that just set himself on fire in front of the Capitol. It's like we are living in some weird time.
It's crazy. I truly believe. Weird. I truly believe if other beings, and I think
we come in peace. Please give me $1,000 so pay my rent.
I truly believe other beings are looking at planet Earth and shaking their head, especially all of the craziness that's going on out here.
They looking damn.
Yeah.
Another day.
But to answer your question, another one. I believe in aliens for sure. I believe that there's other.
Yeah, there's something. I mean, that family in Vegas. When was it? Last year or the year before? They just this family basically said that aliens were real. That they saw these aliens that had video footage. I mean, it wasn't the clearest footage, but it was the most clearest thing we've had in a long time, I would say, besides the Pentagon releasing those footage. Yeah. And then they just kind of went silent. And I was like, if nobody's talking about anything, can we talk about the fact that a family went on national television and then they disappeared? Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking about that. Yeah, I'm like,
nobody is. I think it's a reason why, though. I think it's a reason
100%.
Why. I think everything is so monitored now. If you do talk about abnormal things happening.
Oh, God, they're going to show up at your door. They're going to show up at your door.
They're definitely going to cut that down. They're going to mark that off on YouTube or whatever, platform they try to put
Everything's for views, clickbait these days.
Yeah, that's a fact, true. That's a fact.
Can y'all click the like button, subscribe to the channel? All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Baden Journey's journey. Baden Jackson's journey. Baden Jackson journey.
I do want to talk about something. Right, I want to talk about men's mental health.
Go ahead.
Because I feel as though it's not talked about enough.
Go ahead.
And even when it is talked about, there's no solution to it.
Okay.
So if I can talk to the young men out there, it's important. It's important. I feel as though, just from my personal experience, I feel like I hit multiple moments in my life where I didn't have that mental resilience. I didn't have that mental clarity. I didn't have the wisdom and the knowledge to understand what was going on and how to overcome it. And I feel as though a lot of young men are going through that because of just how society is designed.
Right.
As far as like just being competitive, and you have to have that mental resilience to survive out here in today's world. There's so many things that's going on. If you have your own mind against you, you're gonna lose. You get what I'm saying? Like there's already people out here that our society is not designed for you to win. You feel what I'm saying? So if you don't have, your mindset is not designed to empower you in the best way possible, then you're going to lose in this society.
You got to go get it.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
it's a dog eat dog world.
It's very true. So
and if you're an athlete and you're done playing, just wait till that's the one thing. Someone when I was younger told me, they said, there's going to come a day, Jamelyn, that you're going to say, I once was. Every athlete says it, I once was. And when that day came, I was just like, whoa. It really hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't know who I was, identity. So I think that's beautiful that you're bringing awareness to men's mental health because in today's society, I just feel like people are not caring about it. They're not talking about it. So is there any like solutions, like apps or anything that you think could help maybe? Like a men's mental health app? I don't know, something.
We can create one.
I know.
We can create one, but
somebody, I got an idea right now. Let's go.
For me, it was just asking that question. Like, I want people out there, not just men, but people out there to know that you're never alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you can create the feeling and you can create the illusion that you're by yourself, but God is always there. He lives within you. You know what I'm saying? And
for I know the plans for you declare the Lord, plans to prosper you.
Yeah,
plans
absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you don't
Jeremiah 29:11, if you want to know that. Okay. Keep going.
If you don't understand that, you're gonna feel lost. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna feel lost. So for me, I just started to read more. One of the first books I ever read was
reading. Talk to me about that because reading is important. If you don't read or don't know how to read, comment below and we will get you a tutor tomorrow. Okay, keep going.
My favorite book, the first book that I would say changed my life was or changed my perspective of life was The Four Agreements. That was a book I read probably like 3 times now. Okay. I love that book. The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss is a great book. The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Everybody knows Think Rich. What is it?
Think Rich, Dad.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill as well. What's another one? I'm actually coming out with a book. The book is called Excellent Mistakes by your boy Baden Jackson.
Hey, go get the copy. Hey, also, I have a book that's coming out. It's going to be dropping on Amazon. It's a children's book. I've actually gotten into children's books, so just to let you guys know, you can get that on Amazon. It'll be dropping in October. Lito and Lita Take the Day. It's a children's series that's teaching children how to do things that they might not learn in school. So we're kicking us off with gardening, and so you're going to definitely want to get this book. It's going to leave you in an enchanting experience and just wanting overall to garden. Who doesn't love a good tomato?
I know I do.
Love it.
Organic ones, not the genetically modified.
You know about that stuff. Go ahead, talk to me.
That they put in the grocery stores today.
But them honey buns is so good.
I know. You shouldn't be eating honey buns. No honey buns.
I love a honey bun, though. God,
it's no bueno.
So good though.
Huh? There's no nutrition. What nutrition is in honey buns? What would benefit my body if I ate a honey bun?
I had a pastor that once said he drinks Diet Coke and he says it's either aspartame or amphetamine. So you take your pick, okay?
I'm not gonna lie, honey buns is OD.
God, OD. Yeah. Especially if you put them in the microwave. Oh my God. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk nutrition.
Let's talk about it. We live in America, so it's kind of messed up to say the least, but
even if it says it's organic, it's not really organic. Let's talk about the number thing, because you taught me something that I didn't know. Definitely hit on that if you could.
Yeah, I learned that a while ago. So my mentor that I met in 2000, I met him in 2015 as well. He was putting me on just like everything really. And one of the things that he put me on is he showed me how the stickers on the grocery, like on the fruit and the vegetables, how they have specific meanings. I think the the first number on the sticker is they'll tell you where that fruit came from.
Right.
So I think the 4 is conventionally farmed. 3s are I think the fruit is sprayed with pesticide. 9s are organic. So long story short, should be in the 9s. You want a real fruit. You don't want the oranges with no.
It's kind of like
when
you're dealing with somebody, like if you're dating somebody, it's like you want a 9, you want the real thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you don't want no 5, you want a 9.
Right.
So that way
you don't want a 3.
You don't want a 10 because a 10 is too good. I don't know. I think low key you want an 8 because you don't want them too big headed. But 8s aren't organic. That's true. So we're going with the 9s.
Going with the 9s. Can't go wrong with a 9.
I love that. Well, remember, it's just... I just messed that up.
What? Start over.
Remember, it's not just about the game. It's about heart and soul. Stay strong. Stay inspired. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so thankful. Baden, Jackson, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Signing off. I love you all. Bye.
Good job.